What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I've put together an awesome science-based tricep workout for you guys that's going to hit all three heads of the tricep. So first of all, just in case you're not already familiar with tricep anatomy, I want to briefly discuss that with you guys. So first of all, we have the long head of the tricep, and this is the largest of the three heads, and it sits just along the back of the arm, and it is responsible for showing the thickness of the arm while it's viewed from the side. And secondly, we've got the lateral head of the tricep, and this just sits along the side of the arm, directly in between the bicep and the long head of the tricep. And then this is going to really be responsible for that 3D look of the triceps. So if you're really concerned with having a nice overall upper arm look, then this is definitely a head that you're going to want to have fully developed. Then lastly, we have the medial head of the tricep, which just sits underneath the arm, and it's not regularly visible, but it still plays a role in the overall size and strength of the tricep. So first of all, I'm going to reference an EMG analysis study that was done, whose goal was to determine the muscle activation for each of the three heads of the tricep based on varying degrees of shoulder elevation. So basically what this study did is it measured the activity in all three heads of the tricep at the angles of 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 135 degrees, and 180 degrees. And the findings of the study were that the long head of the tricep was most active at the 0 degree angle, whereas the medial head began to take over at the 90 degrees, 135, and 180. So this is really going to show us that the long head of the tricep is mainly responsible for any type of elbow flexion, and the lateral and medial heads will come into play when there's any type of shoulder elevation going on. So this is what we're going to be applying to these exercises, and I'm going to be giving you one exercise for each of the heads, as well as a couple exercises that will hit all three heads of the tricep together. So this is what the workout's going to look like. So the first exercise in this tricep workout that I'm going to be showing you guys is the close grip bench press. And I wanted to start this workout off with a compound exercise because it's going to allow us to concentrate a lot of our energy into an exercise when we are the most energized in this workout. And this is going to employ multiple muscle groups, not only the triceps, so it's going to be taking more energy than the rest of the exercises that I'll be showing you in this routine. So when you set up your form, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to set up very similar to as if you were to do a traditional bench press, but the main difference here is just going to be your grip. So instead of taking a wider grip to target the chest, we're going to go to about shoulder width, to even slightly narrower than shoulder width if it's comfortable for you. Then all we're going to do is just lift the bar up, press down, and touch the bar to the midpoint to the low point of the sternum, then explode upwards. Go slowly on the way down. Make sure you feel those triceps working. Explode on the way up. So you're going to want to keep this at a relatively lower weight, just because your triceps are going to be dominant in this exercise rather than your chest. It could be dangerous in this position if you're using too much weight and you're not able to control it, especially if you're not using a spotter. But when you're doing this exercise, be sure that you are actually feeling your triceps working. So if you're not feeling them activated, you might need to take a narrower grip. So as you're doing this lift, try to focus on the mind-muscle connection with your triceps, and try to keep the tempo relatively slow, because if you go too fast, you're going to lose that mind-muscle connection, and you're not going to feel this in your triceps anymore. Then with this exercise, since it is a compound lift, you're going to want to go for 6 to 8 reps per set, because we're going to be going for a strength goal right here, and plus the rest of these exercises I'll be showing you are going to be using the 8 to 12 rep zone, going for hypertrophy. So that's how you do the close grip bench press. So now we're going to be targeting the lateral head of the triceps, and this exercise is called the tricep kickback. The way that I'm setting it up right here is on an inclined bench, because I'm going to be doing both arms at the same time, but you can also choose to do it on a flat bench with one arm at a time. But this variation I feel gets a better activation in my triceps, so this is the one that I'm going to show you guys today. So to set up, all you're going to do is just grab your 2 dumbbells, and you're going to walk up to the bench and rest your chest on the incline. Your arms are going to be straight at your sides, and you're just going to take them up a little bit. Then all you're going to do is just kick the dumbbells back so that your arms are straight. Then come back in. So when you do this, you should probably be using a relatively light weight, because this is going to be exercise that your triceps are going to be completely responsible for. This is very difficult for other muscles to take control of this exercise in this position. So this exercise is great for targeting the lateral head of the tricep as well as the long head of the tricep. Most of these exercises I'm going to be showing you today are really going to be targeting all three heads of the tricep, and it's been found that you can't isolate one single head of the tricep because they're all going to be active throughout every single exercise that you do. So this exercise right here is a little difficult, so it's best to start out with a relatively light weight and then work your way up. This is a great exercise for targeting that lateral head. So now we're moving on to the medial tricep head exercise, and this is called the single arm overhead extension. This is going to be very similar to the overhead extension that we would normally do with two hands as a diamond grip on a single dumbbell, but this is going to allow us to get a better idea of the mind-muscle connection for one single arm at a time. So when you're setting up for this exercise, just grab a relatively light dumbbell, and you're going to hold the handle at close to the top end of the dumbbells to have more stability. And you're just going to lift it up, extend your arm straight up over your head, then you're going to just rock the arm back until you feel a stretch on the triceps. Then you're going to just bring your arm straight up. You're just going to go straight down, pause for a second, and straight back up. This exercise is best done slowly rather than at a quick pace because it's going to help you further develop that mind-muscle connection. And it's also going to help isolate not just the medial head, it's also going to hit the long head because it's going to be in a stretched position right here. And this goes back to that EMG study where the medial head is going to be active at the 180-degree angle of shoulder elevation. So this is a perfect example of that. And like I said, you're going to want to go for a lighter weight just to keep things as safe as possible. All right, guys, so this next exercise is going to be the exercise number 2 for the long head of the tricep. And this is going to be our simple parallel bar dip. So all we're going to do is just find a pair of parallel bars. Now, this is definitely a lot better than a chair variation, but it's also possible to get this done in that situation as well. But I prefer the parallel dips, and I'm going to show you this variation of the exercise. So you're going to try to keep your upper body as straight as possible, and you're just going to bend at the elbows so you feel that stretch in the tricep, and your upper arm should be about parallel with the ground. Then you're going to press back up. When you lower down on the negative form of the lift, you're going to go slowly with a slight pause at the bottom, and then explode upwards. This is different than the chest dip variation because we're keeping the upper body as straight as possible. With the chest dip variation, we would be leaning slightly forward, which favors the chest over the triceps. This is a great exercise because it allows you to maneuver your body weight in different planes. And again, referencing the EMG analysis, the shoulder level is at 0 degrees at the top of the movement. So this shows us that the long head of the tricep is going to be most active in this exercise. But this is just a great exercise because it also allows you to add weight as you continue to progress, and it will build a not just strong triceps, but it will also build a very strong upper body that will help you with all of your other compounds. So for the second lateral tricep head exercise for this workout, I'm going to be showing you the lying tricep skull crusher. So all you're going to need for this exercise is just an easy bar and just a flat bench. So this is how you're going to set up your form. You're going to grab the easy bar at a slightly narrower than shoulder grip. You're just going to lay directly back with it. Make sure you have enough headspace to go backwards when you're bringing the bar back. Make sure that you're not hitting anything behind you. And instead of having your arms straight up like this, as if you were to do a bench press, you're going to decline them slightly back to about a 30 to 45 degree angle. Then all you're going to do from there is simply bring your arms down so that they come behind your head. You're going to rest for 1 moment here with a slight pause, feeling that contraction in the triceps. Then you're going to push straight up. Lower down slowly and controlled. Slight pause at the bottom and explode upwards. The reason I like this exercise so much is it is very similar to the tricep push down like you'd be using in a commercial gym with a cable machine. But this exercise allows you to get into this same position, it's very similar stimulus to your triceps without having to have access to a cable machine. This exercise is great for just building overall larger triceps, and It doesn't just target the lateral head, it also helps thicken the long head of the tricep as well. This is one of my favorite tricep exercises right here. And the reason I like taking it behind my head is I feel more tricep activation, because if I were to take it down straight to my forehead, it becomes a lot easier. But if I rock it back so everything comes behind my head, then that's going to be a lot more difficult, and it's going to put a lot more pressure on the tricep. So the final exercise in this tricep workout is called the diamond grip dumbbell push-up. And this is a great exercise just to tie everything together at the end of the workout and get that final tricep burn. So what we're going to do for this exercise is set up your dumbbells so that they're slightly angled inwards at each other, because this is going to set up for the diamond grip of the push-up. Then you're just going to get into your normal push-up position with both of your hands in the center of the dumbbells. You're just going to bring your chest down so that it touches the top of the dumbbells. Then you're going to explode upwards. And this closer grip, similar to the close grip bench press, is going to be sure that the triceps are mainly involved in this exercise. But since we're in this position anyways, the chest is going to have a certain degree of involvement as well. But since we have the closer grip, the triceps are going to take over, and you should definitely feel this in the long head of the tricep as well as in the lateral head. But this exercise is going to activate every single head simultaneously. And since it's also a bodyweight exercise, it's not going to be terribly difficult. But since we're doing it at the end of this workout, it's going to definitely lead to that tricep pump that we're all looking for. And this may even help to trigger that extra growth that we wouldn't have had otherwise, because this can be considered more metabolic stress work, and it can be done for higher reps since it is an easier exercise. But still, it is a more advanced form of push-up, and it's a great finisher to this science-based tricep workout. Thank you guys for joining me on this tricep workout. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please be sure to let me know down in the comments below, and also be sure to drop a like and subscribe to this channel for more content like this. I'll talk to all of you guys in the next video. Peace.